What's going on, everyone? I'm DeFi Sean. Unfortunately, Joe had to run some errands and couldn't make it. But of course, I am joined by my guy, Mr. Pixels. And of course, it's good to be back. And as always, whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, hit that like button, subscribe button, repost button, share button, whatever button that you have to hit so that you can go ahead and get this passed as far as humanly possible. But I'm already seeing some questions about Zealy payments, of course. We'll touch on that in 1 second. But yeah, how's it going, Mr. P?
Good, man. Good. How are you doing? It's been a good one. Good week. A lot more developments going on. Crazy busy, lining everything up. But yeah, man, excited. Every day is a little bit closer to all this stuff we got running, man. I'm pumped.
Yep. Just to address this really quick, we got all the Zealy information sent over to us a couple hours ago. Give us 24, 48 hours. We are going to get everything sent out. It's a pretty long list, a lot of $10 winners. Like, the list is long. So yeah, just give us about 24, 48 hours, just like last time. And we will get all those payments sent out by the end of the weekend. So anyone here for Zealy, you will get it just like last time. No worries. It's definitely going to be coming.
Ejibola, chill, bro. We got you. It's coming. I promise.
You'll definitely get it. We have all the addresses. Again, it was sent over to us nice and neat in a spreadsheet. So yeah, it'll get all passed out here very shortly. But yeah, let's hop right into the updates. As we've stated, we're right there with LunarPumpFun Solana. We got to get the verification from Phantom. But yeah, everything's going right as planned. So we're going to get all that taken care of. And as soon as we get that Phantom verification, which shouldn't take that long, means we should be live by next week, mid to late next week. We don't want to just randomly throw it live. We kind of want to plan it. We have a lot of stuff. We're doing a lot of short form content. I'm also going to do a lot of long form content along with Joe. So there's going to be tons of stuff going on. We're doing all that Twitter promotions. We have thousands of dollars in ad credits. Of course, we have our tweet and comment generator, which is going to be awesome. We're working with Cookie Fund, which they're going to be getting their platform going here very shortly with some different ways that you can get on it without actually paying those hefty fees. So we'll keep everyone updated on that. So we're working aggressive with that to actually be able to get on that, because these mindshare sites are huge right now. So many people are on those sites, so many KOLs, so many users. So it's very important that we do our best to try to get on there without actually breaking the bank. But yeah, everything's going great. It was just, again, the last week of tidying everything up. Had one little issue we had to fix with the ICO option on LunarPump. But other than that, everything's great. Testing's done. We're pretty much ready to go.
Yeah, man. Exciting. What's up, Mike? How we doing? Oh, sorry. I think we clicked that at the same time.
We clicked it at the same time.
Yeah, Zealy's coming, Mike. Don't worry, bro. I know you hit the jackpot over there. I think you finished in the top 10.
Mike's our big winner.
Yeah, he's been busting us up behind the scenes too for that payment. Yeah, coming soon. But yeah, man. I'm pumped for it too. It's getting so close. The testing that's been going on behind the scenes has been rigorous, but like so important, like we've been saying, and lining all of this up, and the timing is going to be, it's going to have to be primo, right? Hopefully. And we're looking at it kicking off a really big launch for us, and hopefully our own little inside mega bull run here that we're going to have, because everything's going to be kicking off. And that's kind of what I've been doing here flat out as well. I know you probably haven't seen too many posts or anything specifically going out from LunarPump or this or that, but what I'm doing in the background is actually lining up weeks ahead of posts so that we can, that'll run, and, I can focus on obviously shows, outreach, networking, social swarm, building that out, and many other things that I have, planned here that I'm going to be rolling out as well. But yeah, it's just flat to the mat out here, nonstop. Yep. And don't anybody get discouraged, because it truly is the camp for storm. That's where the word comes from, is people, the storm only comes because of the cam, because you have prepared and you took the time to do it. So always remember that you got to have one with the other,
Yep. And I haven't been overly active in the chat. It's just kind of been one of those things. All week has been so busy with finalizing the LunarPumpFun and just kind of making sure everything's right. It's like you get started, you're going back and forth with the developers, with Phantom, all that stuff, and next thing you look up and it's been 7 hours. Time's absolutely flying. But yeah, we're here. We're getting it worked out. And again, we're going to be live soon. And yeah, we'll be rocking and rolling. I'm very excited for those the Twitter campaigns that we're going to have going and stuff like that. And yeah,
Yeah, and X ads, like especially that
Mhm.
going on too, and then grow leader, that's going to be kicking even into higher gear. Lunar pump radio. I feel like that's going to be a big dog for us as well, especially for generating like revenue, right? Because it's one of the big. It'll be a big meme, like. I mean, let's call it what it is. It is a tool, to bring bodies in, right? And that's the exact kind of target market that we do want for Lunar Pump. And then you add in all the products on top of that, all the special benefits Lunar Pump is going to get from all these products to give us that golden metric we want of the highest success rate of all the token launchers. That way, you don't even have to worry about, the volume, the this, the that. If you can like start just making sure that the projects that are launching have a higher success rate, and you can provide them with what they need to be able to do that, then that's super important. But I did have one question that I wanted to throw to the chat, basically, obviously because I've been building a lot of content out here in the background. But basically, the list of the features that Lunar Pump has, I'm just curious from the chat, what do you guys think is going to be the best feature in your mind, the most productive feature, the feature that's going to draw most people in? What do you think is going to be the hook for most, or even just give us your thoughts? And I'm curious, like, out of all the features that you're aware of, I mean, let's go through it, right? We got the ICO that kind of has two features built in. Picardo right away there with the ICO. Yeah, obviously, yeah, that's a big dog. Having that whitelist and the pink sale kind of features built into that, like, is awesome. And then obviously you got the staking, you got the video. Yes, there you go. You got, what else we got coming up there? The rabbit hole is deep. I know it is. Then you got the cha-ching function, right? So I've just been going through this because I want to do some X polls once we kind of roll out here and we start the big marketing push. So, if anybody has suggestions for any polls and things like that you think we should run, also, drop me in the Telegram chat. But and then of course we got the video. I mean, massive too. So, all of those, like video alone, like for certain people is going to be more important than the ICO function. Like if you think about like, Loon or Pump Fun, right, having the video, they had no ICO. Like a lot of people, and a lot of people in the space, they don't want the ICO, right? They want Pump Fun. They're used to that. Like, and a lot of people do it knowing, right? I know this is a gamble, but I'm going to take the risk, right? It's casino stuff, right? And that's fine. Like there's obviously been a place for that for the longest time. So like, people are still going to want to do that. But then just having the backing of the ICO is the big thing. Like allowing the projects that want to have that steady floor when they launch, that want to have, enough wallets there that all hold that same amount, that all got in at the same price. Everybody's invested the same amount, right? And avoiding the ability to do this mass rug pull right out the gate. So it's having that, being able to like know that we're not going to get screwed, right? We're not going to get fucked here when we launch this, and we're not all on eggshells. And now guess what? We can focus on, building out this project, focus on the most important thing that we all know in meme tokens is community, right? And making content and stuff. But if you're all, if the launch itself is the biggest stressful event that you're having, that can fuck everything else. You know what I mean? So it's imperative, and just offering that to like communities that want to be able to avail of that is mega, in my opinion. And then you add all the tools onto that, like that community. I imagine like you just launched an ICO. Now, hey, I got this awesome deal on I'm getting 50% back from the bond now, right? That's going right back into whatever I wanted to do, right? Go to marketing, go to like promotional banners, whatever it is, right? The community can decide, right? You're all out on an even keel right out the gate. So there you go. And then you could say, all right, I got this super awesome deal on Social Swarm now, right? It's it's a tool that I can provide my community now. We can set this all up, and now everybody can like boom, 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 boom. We can start rattling X hardcore here with multiple tweets, replies, this and that, all hyper focused on your product, on your project, right? You know that everybody that's in is going to stick to the same narrative. We're going to all guaranteed, we're all going to use the same hashtags. Guaranteed, we're all going to use the same handle tags. So like having that, and then obviously then you got the cha-ching, right? You're there, you got trades going on, you just launched, your project or however is going to go. That's generating some revenue right there on the cha-ching. Hey, you want to set up a little treasury now? Hey, let's take a little treasury here. Everybody put so much into wallet. We go and we stake it on platform, and now we're generating some more revenue, right? That's coming in for the project itself, right? So there's so many ways that you can do that. And then, on top of that, you got like Krypton calls, the marketing, you got the whole Infinaeon ecosystem platform there that like you can tap into. If you're doing a good job and you're doing well and your community's booming and stuff, you got these shows that you can come on. We got Lunar Pump Radio that you can go on, tap into that market. You got Krypton calls, who's got access to all the biggest KOLs and stuff like that, and get opportunities there, whatever you want, So you just get plugged right in. And then like that's not even counting the actual social platform that's being launched at the moment. That's still in its like early infancy stages. The Lunar Pump social media app. That's going to be totally crypto focused. So that's going to be another massive, way that we are going to be able to drive traffic to like your project and be able to support it, as it's trying to develop, as it's trying to grow, So I know that's a lot to take in, but I'm kind of just going like, going through in my head the steps. Like if I was launching a project now and I had that ICO option and I really want to make this big, like how many things once the Solana thing is live and the ICO is live, like, all right, how much opportunity am I going to be able to get here along the way? Know that like I don't have to worry about the stresses of launching this thing, and because the biggest stress is that it's going to bring in like FUD and just ruin you before you even get out the gates, right? Because they're going to say you rug pulled it, whether you did or not. But if someone comes in now, they're bullshitting because they're going to say, hey, you rug pulled us. Like, dude, we did an ICO. What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? So it's awesome protection, dude. To like one of the scariest things in meme tokens is like just bombing out the gates because something fucked up on the launch, and being able to eliminate that for people that want it, I think is just it's so important. It's awesome. So that's why I'm so pumped. And on top of all the marketing efforts that are going to happen here, I hope everybody out there is pumped as well, because it's going to be good, dude. It's going to be awesome. This bull run is like, some think it's kind of here, some think it's right around the corner. Sean, what do you think about what I just said? Anything you have to add?
Yeah, I mean, the ICO, in my opinion, is an absolute game changer. Obviously, we're biased. It's our idea. But for people that want supply control, which, again, behind the scenes, the tokens that do the biggest X's and go the distance are tokens that have supply control for all kinds of different things, whether they want to burn it, whether they just want to lock it, whether they want to use it for centralized exchanges and all that different stuff, but also for communities like the Krypton Calls community, where, again, we would always be there for launches. And, it never goes as planned because sniper bots swoop in. So anyone that wants to launch a token with their community, the ICO is an absolute game changer. And in my opinion, no doubt the only option to let everyone get in. You can even whitelist the wallets. Everyone gets in at the same starting market cap. The developer, the first person in, no one has that like 2,000 starting market cap to where the last person has that 50,000 starting market cap. Just again, in my opinion, absolute game changer with that ICO function. Also with the YouTube function that we're going to do very quickly. Like our plan is to get that going live here very shortly. Obviously, we can't take attention away from getting us going and getting the platform actually live. But once live, we're going after the YouTube. It'll be super quick because, again, we're just embedding. And the way it's going to work, from my understanding, is basically when you launch your token and you get on your page, you're going to have an option. You can go on YouTube, you can go on Twitch, or you can go on Kick. Right off the bat, we'll have those three options. All you're going to do is go ahead and put your live link into that, and boom, just like that, you'll be automatically live on our platform. That simple. So, it's not an overcomplicated thing, because, again, we want to go with those platforms. We want them to moderate it. We don't want to have to worry about moderating it. Obviously, PumpFun went through that. They let it be basically just, everyone doing their own thing. And obviously they had to shut it down. We don't want anything illegal on the platform or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and let YouTube, Twitch, Kick, we're going to go ahead and let them moderate that. But yeah, cha-ching function is really cool. Just for trading on the platform, you're going to be getting Solana back into your wallet, literally just for trading on the platform. Same thing, the developers that launch, they're going to be getting Solana back in their wallets just for launching their tokens and, volume getting created on their tokens and different things like that. And yeah, I mean, again, this is an absolute game changer in my opinion. We're not just launching a token or a token launcher just to launch it. Like I said in the last AMA I did with Victus on Thursday, I know some people hear this and they're like, my God, not another token launcher, which to my surprise, the fact that there were only 43 token launches on Solana, some people might think that sounds like a lot. I actually think that sounds
I agree. I
not a
think
lot
that's
at
small.
all.
No.
Yeah, I was expecting for it to be like hundreds and hundreds of them.
Right. Like a
The fact that Les
blockchains.
Blanc, yeah, yeah, exactly. There's like thousands, tens, not hundreds of thousands of blockchains that have tried, but yeah, I mean, I think we got a real chance. Les Blanc took over Pump Fun, I believe, like I said, Monday for the year, or not yearly, the monthly volume, which is awesome. Again, like I said, one day, anything can happen in a day, but to actually take him over for a month is awesome. It just shows that people are willing to switch over. And we just offer so many different things. If you're an Infinion holder, 50% of that buying Infinion, in my opinion, absolute game changer. The chain function, awesome feature to get paid just to use the platform. Again, the ICO, absolute game changer for your honest devs out there that want to launch with their communities. Also, for some of your bigger projects that might be launching and they want supply control, because the more and more companies that come in, I can't name this company yet. I'll say it in a week or two when I am allowed to say, but there's a big company that's launching their own crypto. And of course, they want supply control because they want to be able to, basically control that floor, hold that floor. And as crypto starts getting more and more mainstream adoption, you're going to start seeing a lot more bigger companies come in, and a platform like this that would allow them to launch and basically just get 80% of the supply, without just fair launching it through like Radium and just gifting the tokens to themselves. They can actually launch it and they can use this platform to buy that, have the supply, and they can control it and different things like that. So there's just a number of different reasons why the ICO options in LunarPumpFun, with the right exposure, again, it's already a game changer. It's just a matter of getting it out there, because we're definitely doing things that a lot of people aren't doing. Everything we do is based from our experience from being traders, from crypto on calls, and just our years of just knowing what's been wrong in the space and what we want to do to kind of help change that.
Yeah, and that's it too, right?
Fun's a big deal. Yep.
Yeah, and that's it. Like that's like all the spaces you go into and all that, like where people are shilling projects, you always notice, or even just they're talking about their experience in general. Like that's always the biggest thing, is like the fucking launch, dude. The launch is like killer, because if you're not experienced enough or whatever, which most people kind of aren't, like they just get completely destroyed, for the most part. So it's like fixing that problem in here, like is just so big. And I know you were referring to Sean, to the it being part of Infinion and it like rolling back into Infinion. That is like there's so much of that going on, and this is another like product, even external specifically. I mean, very beneficial for users that use LunarPump also, but it's also like an external entity that has is being currently turned into a product right there that's going to be generating revenue also for Infinion. And this is also going to be providing this awesome tool that we built within Infinion and use it as the test case. And the results have been so good that, it was a no-brainer for us to turn this into a product. And, for those of you that have not seen what this does just yet, it's basically a post generator. We do have a reply generator also. That's going to be getting rolled out here. I'm not sure. I think Adam showed that on Moon Monday this week. If you want to go back and check that out. But yeah, so you got your tones, you can select whatever the category is, but imagine this for your project, right? You can go in, you set it all up, you do all the customization, you make it look how you want to look, set up your own colors, your logos, input your own topics, add your own images, have your own custom domain, and then, it's part of your project when you launch. And then when you're raiding, when you're doing this, that, or the other, and you're pushing your community, you just send them, boom, right on over to your post generator, your reply generator, depending on whatever your game plan is, your strategy is, and a couple of clicks, it's auto-filling your X account. It's replying to the tweet that you're targeting or whatever it is. It's creating a cohesive response using AI, so that like X's AI just doesn't come across as doesn't think it's spammy. There's enough variety. You got different tones in there. and you make sure then that everybody has, like I said, has the ability to focus in on exactly your messaging, exactly your hashtags, your cache tags. You get them all right. No language barriers, no nothing. It's click, 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 and out it goes. So like, it's a very useful tool, and imagine that being turned into a product now, and it has. And like I said, if you want more of an overview, you can go back and watch Moon Monday. But if you can go and follow this account here as well, if you get time, Social Swarm AI, it's called. And basically, this is going to be the product that people can go to a website, sign up for whatever tier membership that they want, and set up their own post generator, reply generator that their community can use and they can utilize to get that. And the beauty of this is, like, it increases your mind share, which is the big metric now for marketing agencies and this and that. So like, utilizing this, and it turns lower value, let's say, leads into high value leads, right? Because it can be so focused on exactly what you want people to say. And like I said, no language barrier, everything becomes crisp, clear, and it's not like LFG, or it's not just like a half-assed whatever, and it doesn't even make sense or whatever by somebody that didn't understand the project well enough. So it's able to deliver on that front, so yeah, go check it out, and just follow us along here. This is going to be dropping soon. We're going to have more updates. Adam is cranking it out there hardcore in the background, building this out, where it's undergoing some minor UI changes. The deployment and all that stuff is just being fine-tuned, but it is getting very, very close, and it seems like it's going to kind of drop in and around the same time. So just imagine now you bond on LunarPump, and hey, now I got access to this tool at a way better rate for my community, and this and that. And to be honest, I would think probably the lowest tier will be cheaper than like a Moontalk ad for a day, and you'd get this for like a month. Right? So you kind of got to look at it in terms of that, right? When you're talking about a crypto project launching and the expenses that you're going to incur when you're doing that, offering this at a really fucking good rate, and this and that, for people as an incentive to help them succeed after the fact when they bond, add to the legs that they've already got from using the ICO. So this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. This is the kind of, innovation that we want to see in the space, right? Because that's kind of where it's going to, right? You got, it's like the battle of the AI bots, right? We got an AI bot over here generating posts and tweets so that it doesn't, alert the other AI bot on X that like you're spam or this or that, or you are even a bot. But it's technically not, because it just auto fills your X feed. It's still like, it still needs a human final click at the end of the day. So you can kind of just reformat things if you want, if you prefer, add your image and all that stuff after the fact. As it goes. And just here's a quick example. LunarPumpFun. Let's go bullish. Let's add the link to the website, and we generate our post. And there you go. Trust me, you're going to want to check this out. Devs and EVM chains get 50% off the bonding fee back to keep building and growing their projects. Let's go see what's happening. LunarPump.fun. You got your tags in there, and then you can select some images down here if you want to add an image, copy them, paste them in when you get to your thing, or you can download them and save them. You can always re-roll, things like that. And you can set your tone over here: bullish, casual, serious. And on the replies too, we got some other funny tones. We got a degen tone and stuff like that. But just rolling this out now very soon as well as another product, and then from all the other things that are going to be able to benefit from it. So this is very exciting for us, to be honest, right now at the moment. I'm excited to see how this goes. So expect this to roll out heavy and hard too, along with the Solana launch. And again, empowering the communities that wanna do this. And another thing is merch, of course. Merch, like if you buy merch, that's your own in real life billboard. And again, money generated here obviously goes back into the project, goes back into the development, all that kind of stuff. So it all supports everything that's been done.
Yep. Let's see. We're gonna kind of go up. We have some questions coming in I want to knock out real quick. So kind of touched on some of this in the beginning, but LunarPumpFun, it is close. We're going through the final stages. We're getting that fan verification. It'll be ready to go. The cookie stuff, I believe next week is when they're launching their new product to be able to allow pretty much anyone to get on there. They set their terms, different things like that. So that's going to be right there. And everyone that we want pushing it is going to be pushing it. We're not going after random big names. Whether people realize it or not, a lot of these quote unquote big names out there, they're big names and that's it. that $30,000 price tag brings absolutely zero. I have a lot of experience in knowing what YouTubers, what Twitter personalities, and all that actually work. So if anyone you see pushing this product, it'll be someone that we know actually works and not just randomly throwing money at the wall to kind of see what happens. Mike's over here trying to sling burgers.
I like it, Mike. I didn't know you ate burgers though. Veggie burgers.
I know, right? The vegetarians over here slinging burgers.
He knows what sells, dude. He knows what sells, and he's willing to compromise. I like it. But yeah, hey, that's another dream of mine, Mike. I want my own ranch, bro. I want a ranch with cows on it, and I want a restaurant called the Slaughterhouse. That is a big goal of mine, long-term dream here, and it's 100% carnivore. You'd love it. It'd be kind of keto too, a little bit, but whatever. Yeah, that's my goal. But yeah, auto clicker, Mike. Auto clicker is the solution. Like having people not needing to think, that's the fucking key. And yeah, that's what the cookie.fun site is. That's why I pulled it up there, assuming that question popped up. That's what it is. That's the big mindshare site. That's why we're building this thing. And like I said, this isn't like something that we're going bringing to market and we got to kind of test out to see if it's like, we know the market's there. We've been doing testing a lot on the back end, and the results have been phenomenal. So that's kind of why we're like, yeah, you get people to not have to, and even for us, like I'm the same. A lot of people just use AI now anyway. If they're gonna craft a tweet or something like that, they'll go and they'll talk to GPT or Grok or whatever, and they'll say, hey, I want to write a tweet about this, write it up. So like it's not really that different to that. Like even just, it's like I understand the project top to bottom, right? Sean does, lots of us do. But still, to craft a tweet, it's like, okay, shit, what am I, so it's like, it just helps you along. It can just set the baseline for you, and then you can just, take it from there. But it's super helpful. People do it all the time anyway, and it's kind of like, hey, we're just keeping it in-house here for you, right? We're adding this ability for you to be able to do it, because everything is integrating AI now, and especially seeming that, this will solve such a big issue for our communities and stuff. To be able to do this and focus like that, it's going to be big, and it's like a perfect integration for something like LunarPump. It's a tool that every community, I feel, should have when you're getting out the gates here, to help people along and understand the project, in all those ways, and be able to like dive in easily right away. He loves burgers too, but cows could eat my burger too. Plant-based old papas. It's all right, Tezzy. It's okay, brother. You made it just in time. We're only talking the same old shit anyway, bro. It's all good. We're all still here. We're just like on the cusp here, waiting for this baby to pop. But in short, testing's coming on great. Shout out to Sharky too, by the way. Crushing it out there on the testing front. Absolutely killing it. Thank God, because like we're all so swamped. That's what we need. And again, that's why we need the community too. And I know, like I said, it's camp for a storm right now, but get ready. Nothing is quiet behind the scenes. I can promise you that. So just, get prepared and get ready to like rock this out. You're holding a bag of Infinaeon. Yeah, it's in your best interest to like push this bad boy as much as humanly possible. Yes, Joshua. Yes, I'm in full degen mode at the moment, sir. Yeah, it's been like that for a while now, but things are really starting to fall into place, man. And we're about to bring degens to the next level. And speaking of degens, don't forget about good old Moon Boy, and let's make degens great. That is our goal. We're going to make degens great. Not that they're not great, but you know what I mean. Bring this to the I guess what I mean is bringing this to the masses, right? Right now, like the way it is, and that's another massive thing about the ICO, in my opinion. Right now, like the playing field, it's too dirty, dude. Like you're never going to get mass adoption right now with like, it's like the fucking Wild West. Let's all be perfectly honest about that, right? So, and that's fine, right? There'll still be a place for the Wild West in the future, but I think we can all agree that before mass adoption ever even like begins to take place, the playing field's got to be cleaned up a little bit. Like people just aren't going to be like, when you're talking about less than 99% success rate when it comes to like meme tokens and launching like that. Like we gotta turn those numbers around a little bit here before we're going to like experience any form of, you know, future mass adoption. We're going to have big industry coming in and they're going to dictate the playing field, but the meme playing field, we're going to have to set a lot of this. Obviously some regulations are going to dictate that, but as far as the culture goes and as far as success goes, you know, I think we're going to have to dictate a lot of that ourselves. And the more innovation we have, and that's why even looking across the spectrum, dude, of the meme coin space, yeah, there's a lot of degens out there and there's a lot of people that want to do that side of thing, gamble, let's get in on the next one, let's make some more money, should have lost a bit here, you know, won a bit there, shilling, doing this in the trenches. That's great. We need all that. But there's also a lot of people out there innovating and trying to like bring this to the next phase. And that's kind of where I feel like big corps and big techs are going to be. It's going to be, they're going to probably spawn with a meme coin with this awesome fucking utility on it. And then it's going to turn into this big, massive like corporation that's generating money decentralized on the blockchain. And then mass adoption kind of has to happen because the products of tomorrow like are being built on chain today. So when like that shift is almost inevitable because the more people start coming over and the more like, yeah, everybody's just making money on chain now, right? Like it's time to move over, and eventually like everything is getting like is like I said, getting built on Web3 more and more and more, and then that's just organically dominating the market share and tilting the pendulum or swinging the pendulum the other way, you know. So it's inevitable, and hey, government's always got to catch up, dude. Like the what did they say? The cogs of government turn slowly. They always do. You know, but we need to make sure that the masses understand this before like people that don't start to regulate it, you know. So it's very important that we set a kind of a standard and a playing field now. And that's what I loved about Infinium when I got involved. It was like giving back to the community, dude. Like all the funds going back to the ecosystem and creating this entity, and like all the products now that are being built off of that are going back into that. Now you got LunarPump at the ICO, which is offering that level of fairness that we feel the space actually needs before we can get to this next level. And you know, hopefully we set that standard, and then everybody's like, hey dude, like you got to get an ICO option in there, you got to get something that can protect the community. Hey, yeah, look, you can't just facilitate like the hardcore degens all the time. Like we get it, you can do that too, but we want to get to that point. Same way we want to get like with Social Swarm, where you're setting up your project, and like it's just part of it, right? It's like who's got the buy bot, who's got the banners, who's got Social Swarm, who's got like, that's where we want to be, you know. And that's what I feel we can achieve with all of these things, and LunarPump too, and offering the video and offering these extra things. So these are all the reasons I'm pumped about it, you know, not just like I said from this is for money, right? I can't wait to make loads and loads of money. It's always been a little deeper for me than that, to be honest. And that, like I said, that's why I really wanted to get involved with Infinieon, because they're the only ones that I had seen that were like, this is our ethos, right? And because of the driving force too, Sean, I know you can touch on it, but the driving factor that created Infinieon was getting fucked by SafeMoon. Right, that was kind of a catalyst for the guys to be like, you know what, we can deliver that, we can deliver that and more, and it's been done, it's here, it's ready, just about to like really kick off. So, you know, it was that drive I knew. So I was like, you know, this is more, this is about the culture, this is about the space, this isn't just about money. Loads of people are out there making money, and they're, you know, they're just getting lucky, or they're fucking trading this, trading that, but this is about like trying to innovate, trying to like usher in this new like decentralized financial future that everybody wants, like that everybody needs, really, you know. So that's what I liked about it, and that's another thing. That's why I really love the ICO feature personally as well, is because it allows people to have more opportunity to actually blossom and become a real legit entity and help that transition over. The more success we have in this space, the better, and the more adoption we're going to get. So
Yep. Real quick, guys, we are going to end it at about the 45 mark, so about 10 more minutes. So go ahead and get those questions answered. But so I wanted to kind of give some context too about what I think LunarPumpFun means. So we obviously had PumpFun. It was obvious the market was over Pump.Fun. You know, they were liquidating hundreds of millions. It might have even been in the billions by now of Solana that they've liquidated from the market. Again, the market was over it. Les Bonk swoops in, and what they did is they made instead of that money getting liquidated, I guess, in the market, what they did is that they made the bonk token benefit from the actual revenue and everything that these token launchers generate. So we're going to take it up a step even further. So not only is Infinion going to benefit, just like bonk benefits, but users and developers will also benefit in the sense that they're actually going to be getting paid to actually operate on the platform. But more importantly, they're going to be given options to fairly launch, to where the people that are operating, especially the retail investors, because there's so many of us, there's more retail investors if you add us all up than there are, whales and different things like that. But this platform is going to actually give the retail investor an opportunity to actually get in on these tokens, to actually get together as a group and launch a token fairly. So again, we're doing what Les Bonk did and making the token benefit, which again is what they did and why I think that they're successful to the point of overtaking PumpFun. But we're going again, amp it up even another notch, because not only are we benefiting the token, but we're actually going to start to benefit the developers, the users, and the communities within all of these ecosystems and all of these different parts of DeFi. So, we're just kind of amping it up. So, it's hopefully going to be a natural progression if we can start getting some news around us going from PumpFun to Les Bonk, and then again, amping it up to us who, again, are doing things even above what Les Bonk are doing.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was just saying too, is like, having like Let's Bonk doing that, and we're, yeah, we're gonna go and we're gonna generate this back in, and we're gonna like give this some like good solid foundation, not just a meme token. I mean, obviously it's a beast anyway, but like that trajectory, I feel, is like the way everything is going. Like people, for their engagement, for their loyalty, like they will generate rewards, like real life rewards that they can use to better themselves, better their lives, their families, all that stuff. Like that's where DeFi is. That's the goal of it, right? Getting that level where anybody can do it. The battle of ideas, right? And especially with AI now, you're talking about like we are about to get into this massive creativity, like just explosion here, as well. So you're going to have all of these things coming together. And I think it's going to be a beautiful thing, man. I really do. I cannot wait. And that's why I put so much time and effort into trying to do this, is because I just can't wait for that future for everyone, man. Especially for our kids, dude. Like, we all know the financial system hasn't been good with fucking all the ways it's able to be manipulated and rocked and all this stuff. I mean, look up the history of the Federal Reserve. You want to check out, like, if you want to do a deep dive into it. But, we can all agree that hasn't been great. And we know that a decentralized finance future is what we all want. It's what we all need. It's what we're all going to benefit the most from, and it really makes it an open, fair market for everybody to be able to, win in that battle, level the playing field for everybody, and not just consolidate like this massive market share, whatever. Like anybody now with AI can build something that targets a very specific niche that they can solve a problem, and boom, like that problem becomes more of a problem for other people before a meme token just is massive now, right? It's a household name almost because of what it did or what it created or what it built, so. And yeah, Storm, you offer so much, and it is so hard to bring it to everyone. People always say why I did not buy after it mooned, but to get there is the hard work. It's true. It is true, man. Having that conviction it ain't no joke, and when you're in such a volatile market too, man, like you're navigating a lot of the time. You're navigating the news. You're navigating everything, right? Because, there's so many external things and like that can completely fluctuate and turn the market on its head in a heartbeat. And then you like, where are you? You're in the middle of building something, and now everything is just fucking turned 180, and you gotta figure it out, right? You gotta pivot. You gotta see, okay, shit. Now, and there's some new law comes in, some new regulation. Like, shit, now we gotta do this. Or, for example, the Apple Wallet. Now if they're cracking down a little more on this, that, or the other. Now there's another hurdle we got to overcome, right? So this is just the friction within the transition, I guess you could say, So you just got to be on that, and some people are built for it, some people aren't. Some people are built to trade in that environment, that chaos. Some people aren't. I mean, it's hard to remove your emotions if you're over leveraged, if you're this, if you're that, I get it, and that's where the conviction comes in. That's where it's a case of you gotta do your research, man. Look at what people are doing. Look at how long they've been doing it. Look at what they've delivered. Look at, what they're trying to do. Watch them, monitor it, then make a smart investment. That's the way you do it. And don't over leverage yourself. Don't invest what you can't afford to lose. Like simple things like that. But people see, obviously, like I said, the Wild West meme space, and that isn't the culture. People say it a lot, but it's not, because people go in there to gamble, dude. Like that's kind of what it is for the most part. Very few succeed, and the ones that do are the ones that end up, like Sean said at the start, maintaining the max amount of the supply, because it's the only way that they can kind of give it the foundation that it needs to thrive and become what they want it to become. Again, ICO feature offering that to people to be able to do that. So it's just hugely important, in my opinion. I can't stress enough how excited I am for it, and that we're getting so close now, dude. I can't wait, man. I'm pumped.
Yep. I mean, and like Storm said, and you've probably heard me say tons of times, everyone wants to be early, but no one's willing to be early. Kind of like our guy CP. If you notice, he got us through launch, and he hasn't been talking, hasn't been hanging out in the chat, because that's what he does. He finds something he likes, a conviction play, and then he just waits, whether it be a year, 2 years. I mean, whether you're talking about Dogecoin, Solana, Mano, you name it, especially like Dogecoin. They had people that held Dogecoin for like a half a decade before it did anything. And that's what it takes to actually be early. And again, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not telling anyone that Infinaeon is going into the billions of market cap. By no means in what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that's what it takes. And this is what it looks like to hold something in the beginning. It usually goes down, whether it be Solana, you name the blockchain that is launched that didn't completely tank after launch. When you raise funds, that's kind of unfortunately what happens. And in order to hold for gold, you just have to be willing to sit through that, even though it's extremely tough. And yeah, a lot of people aren't built for it. I know a lot of people here are built for it. Infinion, Crypto on Calls community, we're about as diamond hands as it gets. But I know a lot of people are not, especially like you said, with the current market that we've been living in, especially with the Solana meme tokens. Everyone's in and out. No one even really likes to go to sleep holding a Solana meme token. So it's just kind of the environment we live in.
Yeah, and when you look at, to touch on that point, Sean, like when you look at like just say you're just a regular investor, right? And you're like an angel investor or whatever, you're investing in a project, there's no token involved, right? You just put the money in. You don't got a chart to look at. What you have to look at, what do you gauge, right? You gauge their progress. You gauge what they're doing. You check in with them. And that's this version, right? This decentralized blockchain version of that for you, right? Customized so that, but that's why we do these shows all the time, right? Because this is the only insight you're going to get as an investor, right? As let's say, an angel. Just imagine there's no token at all. Right? Just pretend there is no token, and you put whatever some money into this project, and this is the interaction that we have. It's the same. It's no different, right? It's no different. So that's why, like, in my opinion, like just looking at the chart all the time, that gauges absolutely nothing for me, right? What gauges for me is consistency, development, showing up, being transparent, all those things. So that's what I gauge a problem. That's what any smart investor should be gauging a project on. When those things start to fall off, then I'd start to get worried. Then I'd start to be like, all right, shit, my investment is going to shit here or whatever else. But those are the metrics that I feel people should gauge their investments on. And obviously that investment becomes easier when it's been around for a while, which this has been, right? I mean, and all the stuff that's going on, and it's been going for over a year, and it's not waning, it's actually increasing all the time. It's picking up. It's progress on progress on progress. If you're just looking at the chart, you see an up, you see a down, you see this and that, and like, what's that? What information is that really giving you? You know what I mean? Nothing. These are just people that traded the token, and some people could hold, some people couldn't. Good, look at the tokenomics and all that, and make sure you know what that's all about. But as far as the project itself, like, I think it's crazy to just invest by looking at a chart. I think it's insane. So that's why, like Sean said, it's conviction, dude. You got to have conviction, but also you need the transparency on the front end to be able to give you that conviction too. And that's on us, of course, right? That's on the project, the team, to give you those insights and show you and deliver. And then you can be like, you know what? I believe these guys are going to do it. I believe this team can do it. They've already produced enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm gonna put some money into this bad boy, and I believe in it, that kind of thing. So that's all we can do on our end. That's just try build and keep innovating and keep showing up.
Yep. I mean, I think last week was the first, not I think, it was the first time I ever missed a Infinaeon Friday. Going all the way back to Phoenix Friday, it's been at least 18 months we've been doing this. And that was literally the first time I've ever missed. And I was gonna push it up to Wednesday, but that was just too close. So I was like, you know what, Mr. P and Joe got it. And so yeah. And,
Sean, did a great job. You'd have been very proud.
Yeah, I hopped in for a little bit and saw it. But yeah, I mean, of course, knew you guys would crush it. And yeah, that's all we can do. Show up, bring everyone along the journey. Like everyone here has been seeing the journey from the blockchain being built to the token launcher being to everything. We share every single week what's going on. And yeah, I love being here. We're going to continue to be here. No matter what, we're going to be here. The token could shoot into to $7 billion tomorrow. We can all be filthy rich and we will still be here. We're building a whole entire blockchain. It's not just about a token. It's about the blockchain. It's about the token launcher. And this is something that we really want to build and we're really going to see through. But yeah, guys, go ahead and get any last minute questions answered as we will be shutting it down here shortly.
Yeah, exactly. And again, down the bottom there, guys, just check it out. These are all the shows that we have going on during the week. Also, then we have Adam, who jumps into a lot of these spaces that aren't specifically shill spaces, but just going in there and sharing the Infinaeon perspective and our experience and talking about any products, drumming up any partnerships, networking, all that kind of stuff, getting the brand out there, rustling up the brand, as they would say. So he's out there doing that. We got Moon Monday coming up after the weekend. Then we got obviously Lunar Pump Radio. I know we didn't do it this week. There was a little issue on the back end, but that'll be kicking off as well now live. I'm sure once the Solana gets going, it's going to be, like I said, I think that's going to be big for us. And then we also got Infinaeon Friday as well. And, I'm sure there'll be other kind of spaces and things popping up. And, when we're kicking it, we'll probably be doing a lot more lives and there's tokens pumping and there's going to be impromptu stuff coming up. We're going to have a lot of prizes and stuff going out. Like I said, I'm structuring out the social media stuff here now. So we're going to have a lot of rewards on that end for interacting with social media. We'll probably do some live streams where you can win stuff. If there's something pumping, something mooning, like whatever, let's just wing it. But down the bottom, they're going to be very consistent going forward. And again, Papa Stonks, shout out if anybody's looking to get on Lunar Pump Radio, be sure to go to X, tag him, find his account, follow him, reach out to him somehow. And if you got a project that you want to get on there, for a little expose or to give a little shill, reach out. That's going to be growing as well here. We're always going to be promoting that and pushing it because, like I said, that's kind of a window to bring that target audience into us and give them another opportunity to bolster their project, right? Bring in investors, talk about, hey, yeah, we're doing an ICO. It's great. We're open right now. Whitelist is open. It's going to be open for the next 30, 40 minutes. And whoever's in, we're going for it. Like, whatever, Being able to set a little clock like that and stuff too, I think is going to be cool. It's going to be a fun little feature for things like that. So yeah, tune in as much as possible. We're going to no doubt be showing up on the reg. Who got in late? Oh no. Yes, sir. When you catch up to this, tough shit.
Yep. It's the beauty of it. You can check us out on X, on YouTube, on Twitch, wherever you want to find us. Go back, watch the whole episode. I know you kind of just said a lot, but yeah, any last words, Mr. P? Looks like we're done the questions. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down.
Yeah, I mean, just keep coming in, guys. Join the Telegram. That's kind of where you'll get most of your if you need questions answered, especially about Zeely payments, come right into that Telegram. You ask in there, and we'll tell you right away. But we got a great community in there. We're building products. Just come watch what we do. If you like what we do, support us. Pick up a bag of Infinaeon. Let's start promoting. We're at a very, very early stage right now for people. So if you like what's being built here, join in. And again, shout out to all the community utilizing those tools, showing up in the space of the PFPs. Super important, guys, and it's going to get more and more important that we do that as we move forward here. So yeah, shout out to everybody. Much love. I hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Moon Monday.
Yeah, guys. All right, this is Infinaeon Friday. Like Mr. P said, we will be back for Moon Monday. Hopefully we will have the whole crew there. That's Mr. Pixels. I'm DeFi Sean, and until next time, trade safe.
LunarPumpFun.